Gets caught in the crossfire. Gets caught in the
Hello, my loveys. This video is from when Jason hit Zachary and was arrested for it. So buckle up because this is going to be interesting. Oh, and just FYI, this is for my newbies. I know everybody's pretty much seen this. That's been in the Shanny verse. But for my newbies, this is for you, my loves.
I think that is one of females' toxic traits, is they're always like, he's gonna change, he's gonna change. They never do. Even though you have hopes, you know, and you see the potential of change, but they still don't change. He should be on antipsychotics. Absolutely. I know this.
Well, that's funny because you go on to tell everyone that the reason that Jason abused your child was because he was on Abilify, and Abilify is an antipsychotic. So what are you talking about?
I told him that. Like, you need to be on an antipsychotic, Jason. You hear voices and you see things that aren't reality. After my past relationships, I don't even know who I am anymore. It's hard finding yourself again.
Oh, look, and there's Carrie supporting you until you decide to let that scumbag back into your house and have your kids taken for him. Like it or not, she was a friend to you when you had nobody else.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, Distracted, I am so sick of relationships. I am so sick of relationships. I don't know if I'll ever have one again, to tell you.
Oh, sigh. This woman is the queen of relationship hopping. She goes from marriage to boyfriend to marriage to boyfriend to marriage to boyfriend real quick. She's so full of it. She is never single, never has been single. And the second that she thinks she's going to be single, she's already looking out for somebody else, aka like she did with G-Man, like she did with God only knows who else, and like she did with Jason.
The truth. Yeah, JD, I agree. He needs to sort his own shit out, and I'm done being his mama.
You ain't even a mama to your own kids, and what are you talking about? You're living on his inheritance, his $750K, not yours. Who's mama, sugar daddy?
I'm done being his mama. I'm done being patient with him. Waiting for, him to snap out of whatever funk he's been stuck in for so long.
Yeah, that's what you should do when someone's having a mental breakdown. You should go and get some help for it. That's what two adults would have done, but not you two.
I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. I'm too physically sick to have to deal with a man baby.
Too sick with what, Shannon? What are you so sick with? Because it seems to be a mystery.
Yeah, Distracted. Honestly, I feel the same. I'm sick of worrying about my partners. I need looking after for once, right? Right?
Not that I'm sticking up for Jason in this situation at all, because I find what he did deplorable, but did you and your kids not show up on his doorstep when he had all of his money? So you got taken care of.
Brooke, after what I went through in my last relationship, I lost myself, and finally, after going on 5 years, I'm starting to find myself again. That's awesome. That's awesome. I've already been lost since my relationship before him with Chris, my ex-husband.
Yeah, and Jason was a rebound off of Chris. So I don't know why you ever thought that would work out. You can't jump from relationship to relationship.
I lost myself with him and ended up in a relationship with Jason, and it's he didn't help me. They're good, Kia. They're good. They're a lot more happier now and feel more at peace and safer.
Oh, I bet they do feel better and feel safer, but you're just gonna let him right back in the house anyway, so what does it matter?
They don't have to worry about someone who's gonna give them dirty looks or yell at them or hit them anymore.
He won't hit them anymore? Are you implying that he's hit them prior to this horrible situation?
They don't need to go through it anymore, and that's awesome. I want my sons happy. I don't want them to like go through the same bullshit I had to when I was a kid. Well, they're not kids. They're young men.
Wrong. Those are children. I don't care if they're teenagers. They're still kids that don't deserve this.
All right, Brooke. That's awesome. You know, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I really don't.
Oh, you're doing nothing with your life. I could answer that for you. You shacked up with someone who had some money and you laid around and did nothing, and that's what you'll continue to do. Even when the money runs out, right, Shannon? You'll still be sitting around doing nothing, feeling sorry for yourself and begging people for their money.
I don't know where I'm going to go from here. But, you know, it's a journey. You know, I told the cop last night I don't want anything to do with him. You know, I hope he gets therapy, but, you know, this is his own journey he has to take without me now.
You liar. You liar. You let that man right back in the day he got out of jail, despite how your children felt, because you care about one person and one person only, and that's you. And you can't do shit without Jason.
You know, I can't follow after him anymore. Like, I'm on a totally different path than him. Like, I'm set on taking care of myself and healing from all the bullshit.
And what about William and Zachary? Are you concerned with them at all? Concerned with them at all, or just yourself?
Yeah, loving the tea, I did. You don't have to figure it out all today, just one step at a time, one day at a time, yeah. What happened to Jason? He's arrested. And, yeah, that's all I know.
What do you mean that's all you know? You know he was arrested for abusing your son. Your child he abused. That's why he's in jail. What do you mean you don't know, idiot?
Yeah, Kia, I am. Thank you. Like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be angry, and I don't want to be in this constant, like, defense mode where I'm, like, lashing out at others. I don't want to be that. What did he do? He kicked my son in the head several times and in the stomach.
I noticed in the comments that someone asked if the child got a, like, if she took him to the doctor for a CT scan of his head or anything like that since he was kicked in it. Nope, she didn't take him to the doctor. He wasn't seen by anybody at the ER. He didn't have a brain scan or a head scan. He had nothing. He had, go back to your room now. That's what he got. Mother of the fucking year.
Zachary's got bruising. Bastard. Like, and he acts up, like, right after I lose my parents.
Oh, the parents you hate? The parents you said I'd rather be dead than go live with them because they'll abuse me? Those parents? Those very, very nice people you lost that were your parents? Now he acts up as if that has anything to do with it? You didn't give a shit about your parents when they were alive, and you don't give a shit about them now that they're gone. And you don't feel bad for the way you treated them. So shut up.
Like, I'm already going through the mourning of my parents, and you can only think about your own self, and to the point you're like, you forgot you have a family that's in mourning.
You are such a piece of human garbage. I cannot believe you would bring up your parents' deaths. Wow.
Yeah, new beginnings, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Carrie. I told him that. It's like, you claim you follow Jesus, but I did say, like, almost verbatim. Yeah, I'm definitely taking pictures of the bruising, you know.
Really? Because that would have been the first thing I did. If anyone laid a finger on either of my children, I'd be taking pictures of those bruises. Where are those pictures, Shannon? Who got them? Did the cops get them? Oh, no, that's right, because Jason just got let out and you just let him right back in. You liar.
Yeah, man. I'm glad he got reported too. I'm glad he's not in this house. I'm glad I don't have to wake up next to him and see him glare at me and the fighting starts all over again.
Oh, don't worry, Shannon. I'm going to show everyone how excited you were when he got released from jail and how excited you were to let him back in the house, despite your children crying and begging for him not to come back because they don't like him.
Because I'm done. I'm waiting for some calls, Kia. They'll get a hold of me. But they're going to be happy. I am determined for my sons to be happy and to be safe. And
Well, that didn't age well, now did it? Not at all. Like old milk in the sun. That's how that aged.
not to worry about someone harming them. He's not out. He's still in jail. He's probably going to be in jail for a while, to tell you the truth. And I'm happy about that.
Oh, are you happy about that? Is that why you let him right back home as soon as he got released?
Yeah, I know. I know he's going to try to love bomb me. He tried to do that last night before the cops came. Like, the cops came and that motherfucker went down the stairs and was like, nothing happened, we're okay here, we're okay, I'm sorry. Like, and me and William are like, that's a lie.
Bullshit. William's the one that called the cops. You didn't even have the decency to call the police when you saw your child getting kicked in the head and in the ribs.
Like, are you kidding me? You do all this shit, and then you lie to the police? Because you afraid of going in jail after doing something to cause you to go to jail? Like, yeah, you want to apologize after the fact. You want to apologize when it's all over, you know? You want to apologize after you hurt everyone and made everyone feel bad.
The only people that should feel bad are Zachary, who was the one that got beat up, and William was the one who had to witness it. Why do you feel bad? You didn't even do anything to stop it. You didn't even call the cops.
You know? Yeah. I'm gonna be fine. And my kids can be happy, and I can finally watch a movie or like a TV show or like a YouTube video without the man having to tear the video apart or tear something apart or like make so much freaking noise and talk through it. I can actually like concentrate on something. Yeah, Brooke. Like, I can...
There's a question right there. Has Zach seen a doctor? How come you're not answering that question? Because you didn't let him see a doctor. You let him get beat up and then you let him go to sleep like that.
I can, like, be free to be myself without, like, consequence of being yelled at. You know?
And how do you think your children feel, Shannon?
such an amazing feeling when you finally get them out of your home. Realizing you get to create your reality, protect your peace, and live life how you want, not how they want. Yeah, right? Yes, you can focus on yourself and find joy in things without worrying about what he'll think. Yeah. Exactly.
Here's the problem, Shannon. You don't drive. You don't have anyone to go run and get you Dr. Pepper or any of those things. So how are you going to function without Jason?
I'm excited for that, actually, to tell you the truth. You know, I think I'm gonna go back to school though, and finish my psychology degree.
As somebody with a BA in psychology, I can promise you, you can't do shit with that degree unless you go for your master's or you go for your doctorate. Getting a BA in psychology is not difficult, and it's certainly not much of a degree of any kind. There's not many jobs that are going to take you because you have a BA in psychology. So you could attempt to finish school, which I doubt you would ever do, but you're not going to get very far unless you plan on going to graduate school.
I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, Brooke. I think you distracted. Yeah. I won't. He's gone too far this time, man.
Oh, I guess not far enough to get rid of him, though, right? Because we just let him come right back home, despite how our kids feel.
He's gone too far. You know, I can, like, go back to school and finish my degree and, like, focus on getting myself built up and focus on the boys being built up.
Oh, don't worry about the boys. The second that you let that man back in, those kids will be snatched from you by CPS so quick your head will spin. Their new family will take very, very good care of them. Very good care of them. No worries.
Yeah, it'd be like, a lot of women, they take like a rebound after the breakup. I don't want a rebound. I don't want a relationship. I don't want to deal with that bullshit, you know? You know, I could focus on, like, learning and getting myself educated. And, like, I don't have anyone. That's the thing. Like, I don't have any family. So it's like, that would be nice, you know? I could make friends in school.
Well, that never happened, did it? Of course not. Why would you do anything that took effort?
Oh, go away. Oh. So I'm excited over that. I'm excited for my future.
Little did you know at this time your future isn't very bright there, sugar plum.
But here's the thing though, I do forgive him for this, you know, he needs help.
Well, then if you know that he needs help, then he has no business around you or your children. What you should do is woman up, get yourself together, and let that man go get the help he needs on his own. It's not your job or anyone else's to fix his mental health. And if he's so mentally unwell, then what again is he doing around your kids? You couldn't pay me to have someone around my children that was not mentally well.
He needs some, like, extensive therapy and to be on antipsychotics. You know,
Again, you come back to say that he's on Abilify, and that's why he did to Zachary what he did. Abilify is an antipsychotic.
Because in a lot of ways, I know mental illness is not an excuse for bad behavior, but it is a reason.
It's a reason for you to say, go get yourself together, go get yourself taken care of, and then you can be around me and the boys. That's what it is a reason to do. His mental illness is his problem, and the kids should have never, ever felt the effects of a mentally ill man hitting them. Never.
And I don't think he's learned how to cope properly through life. You know, there's such things as paramedics, and they know the signs of how a concussion looks like, and so do I. And if I was concerned, I would do something, but I'm not concerned.
You and the paramedics don't have the technology on hand to check if that child had a concussion or not. You chose not to take him to the hospital because you're too fucking lazy.
Because he's fine, so drop it. Stop trying to cause drama.
Says the woman on here talking about how her boyfriend kicked her child. We're the drama though, right? Right.
You need to stay strong, don't forgive us. It's not your responsibility to get him help. Your focus needs to stay on you and the boys. Yeah, exactly. It's his job to get himself help. And I hope this is like rock bottom enough for him so he can get help.
Oh, you haven't even touched rock bottom yet, Shannon. You don't even know what rock bottom feels like yet. But you will. You both will. And I couldn't wish it on two more deserving people than you and Jason. Karma is gonna come and kick both of your asses so hard you don't know what to do with yourselves, and I can't wait. Ha 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 ha.
Because he needs it, man. I tried so hard to help him with whatever psychology knowledge I had. Whatever coping mechanisms I learned in DBT, I tried to instill that in him.
But you are not a psychologist or a doctor or a therapist or anyone who's certified to do any of those things. So where do you get off trying anything? You're with your psychology knowledge, what, from community school? Community college you went to for a year? That doesn't count, Shannon. And you better stop trying to fix somebody when you don't have the ability or the tools to do so.
You know, I even tried to encourage him to do guided meditation to try to calm this internal rage down. Okay. He needs to work on himself and not blame the world and conspiracy for bad things in his life. Yeah, exactly. You know, and I just want to say with certain people, some people act like they know everything. Yeah, exactly, Carrie. It's not the time to start shit with me. You know, I'm being a responsible parent.
If you were a responsible parent, none of this would have ever happened, Shannon. You are far from the definition of a responsible anything, let alone being a responsible parent. Why don't you slow down there, Paco?
Yeah, dude, I got this, bro. I do, man. Thank you. I do. I'm a fucking warrior, man. I'm a fucking survivor. You know? I'm tenacious as hell, and I'm fucking resilient, you know?
Okay there, warrior princess. So then why don't you get up out of bed, start getting your life in order, considering at this point you were saying Jason was never coming back. So, Miss Warrior Princess, why don't you get off your ass and start making some moves? So, just laying there feeling sorry for yourself.
And a lot of people who have borderline personality disorder, that's one positive trait of borderline personality disorder, is we're fucking resilient. We may fall down a bunch of fucking times, but we get back up on our fucking feet like none of that bullshit happened.
That's funny because it says BPD has a lack of resilience. Nice try.
We see you through the screen. It's frustrating when people think they know everything. I know, right?
So much for being resilient, right, Shanny? The second that he was out of jail, you guys pretended like you weren't together for a few days and you moved him right back in despite how the kids felt.
You know, trying to point problems into things and stuff, like, when they don't even exist. It's like, I'm telling you what's going on. I'm being honest. Stop making things into things that aren't there. Mountains out of molehills,
A man putting
you know?
his hands on your child with his feet, kicking him in the head and the stomach is not making a mountain out of a molehill, okay?
But yeah, I told him 2 weeks ago, he like spit on me and like called me a bunch of names and pushed me a bunch of times and like threw a bunch of things at me. You know, I told him the next time he gets violent with me, the next time he gets violent with my sons, the next time he starts calling me names.
What do you mean the next time? I thought this was the first time this happened. The next time he puts his hands on your children? You allowed this to happen more than once? You allowed a man that's not the father of those children to put his hands on your children more than one time? You are the most vile person on this planet, and the fact that you didn't save those babies from being abused is a sin, an absolute sin.
It's over. It's over. You know, I figured he probably thought that because he got away with it so many freaking times.
How many times did he get away with it, Shannon? How many times did he get away with hitting you or your children? Your children are who I'm most concerned about.
Gotten away with it again, and he didn't realize I wasn't bluffing this time.
Oh, but you were bluffing. You were bluffing. You didn't mean a word you said in this entire live.
Like, I was not bluffing. I want nothing to do with him. Like, I don't want to go through this over and over and over and over again. I don't want to go through it. The way you're handling this shows how far you've come with BPD. You are controlling it, not the other way around. You should be proud. Yeah, I am. Yeah, my emotions are heightened. Yeah, I feel it. I'm gonna feel it. But I keep reminding myself that emotions are just emotion.
I think you forgot this isn't about you. This is about that poor little kid that got abused in the other room that you're paying no attention to. This isn't about you.
And you have to let your body absorb the emotion and go through it, and, you know, it gets better. You know, emotions are like water. They're like waves. You know, eventually it'll dissipate. Whatever, I feel heightened. You know? Like, I feel determined. You know, and I'll tell you, I'll be honest, like, in a lot of ways, losing my mom and dad was a blessing for my mind. A good lesson, and a good, like, because it really taught me, by losing my mom and dad, how to let go of things, and how to not let, and this is like a breakthrough with BPD, not allow loss and abandonment to get to you. Because people, they come and go. Some people aren't like meant to stay in your life. Yeah, I'm so fucking proud of me that I didn't let my feelings get the best of me last night. I'm so glad I didn't hit him.
Well, then you have more hold back than I do, because if I saw someone kicking my son, that person wouldn't be able to speak. He'd be drinking out of a straw for the rest of his life. But be proud of yourself, Shannon. You have so much to be proud about.
I'm glad I didn't, like, become physical with him, that I had self-control. and I took the higher route. I'm proud of myself over that, taking the higher route, and I'll give myself a pat on the back for that.
So that poor little boy has to sit in that room beaten up while you sit there and pat yourself on the back for not hitting Jason back? Really? Really?
I'll give myself a pat on the back for that. That's an accomplishment, dudes. Because there's been times in my life when I had a motherfucker act like that to me, and I just lashed out and ended up in a lot of trouble because of it. Exactly, you both could have ended up in jail. Yeah, exactly. Like, I had this feeling last night. He was trying to antagonize me to hit him. And continue to stay proud. It's one step at a time. Exactly. I got this shit, dudes. But, I'm kind of glad for my trolls, too, to tell you the truth. Because they taught me not to react to cruelty.
So you mean to tell me that the trolls on the internet taught you not to react, so when the person you are with is kicking and hitting your child, you do nothing? That's what you learned? Congratulations. You couldn't be any dumber.
I don't know how you did it. Not sure I would have managed to refrain. Put a hand on my kid, the rule book goes out of the window. Well, the thing is like, instead of like focusing on kicking his fucking ass, I focused on calling the police. I don't think he ever thought I would call the police on him.
William called the police, not you. William finally stood up to you and called the cops.
I don't think he ever realized I would have said just let him go after that. Like, I don't think he realized that. I don't think he realized how far I was to let him go in the relationship. How I've been wanting it to really end for a while now.
Is that so? Is that because the money ran out, Shannon? Is that why?
Because I'm tired. I'm tired of having to, like, deal with this dude's, like, fucked up shit. Like, when I'm trying to, like, deal with my own shit, like, I don't need him. Like, when I'm, like, trying to be positive and then he, like, goes all negative, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. I had to focus on Zach too, yeah. Like, I checked him up and down, man. I, like, put the freaking light in his eyes and stuff, like, making sure that he's okay. And then I let the paramedics do it, and he's fine.
There would be nothing stopping me from taking my child to the hospital the second he was hit or kicked, especially in his head. Mother of the year.
And this is your way out. Yeah. Yeah. The worst thing in the world is someone hurting your kid emotionally or physically. What you did was right, but I'd be in jail right now. You did well to stay calm. Yeah, man. Like, I'm free of that, I think, man. How is he? He's fine. I think my oldest is sleeping. He couldn't sleep last night. I think Zachary's resting right now. No, he's singing. He's listening to music and singing. I hear him. I love the fact that I can have my door open now. You know, and my kids can come in the room and talk to me.
There is not a man on this planet that would keep my children from having access into coming into my room, ever. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Is he emotionally okay? Yeah. He's sad and he's mad at Jason, and he's like, I never want to see him again. I don't like him.
Who could blame him? Who wants to live in a house when you're terrified of the adult that your mother is with and you're used to being beaten up on? Who the hell wants him there? You do. You want him there, because you can't do shit without him. Pathetic.
And I agree. I don't know. My son may be talking to his boyfriend, though. I heard him talking to him last night. I'm so proud of them. Because they handled themselves well, too. No, I don't have to move out. Yeah, I think we're going to be a lot better off and a lot more happier without him. I do have to stream more on Twitch, though, man. I gotta make some money. You know, I really gotta make some money. So if you would like to go to Twitch, .tv/Shanny needs love and subscribe to me and, like, watch my videos I do, that would really help me. Because I get ad revenue.
Oh, the perfect job for you. Sitting around, ignoring your children, playing video games, and getting paid to do so. Wouldn't that be fabulous?
Or you can sub to me. You, like, pay $3.99 and, like, you could sub to me and help support me. That would help, too. Not that I'm telling you to do that. You don't have to do that, you know. I'll still be, like, fucking me. But, yeah, you guys will feel so free and so relaxed now. I know, we already do. Like, there's no tension in the house. Like, you know, the stages of a breakup, we all do. You're angry right now and thinking surprisingly clearly. You need to stay focused and clear. Headed when he gets out. Do not listen to his crap. Stay strong. Yeah. I have already made calls. Why aren't you there now? Because I'm tired. I'm tired. I need to take, like, a little nap. I barely, like, you can see it in my eyes, man. I got, like, circles.
You always look like that. You don't look any different than you always do.
You know, like, Jason hasn't been letting me sleep for the last few days. You know, he wouldn't let me sleep. He, like, goes through these, like, manic episodes where he's, like, moving a bunch of shit around, and he's up and down, and everything, like, it's so weird. Everything he does, like, for instance, it's like, let me just tell you, I'm picking up, this is what he does, like, I'm picking up a Red Bull can, I'm drinking the Red Bull can, I'm putting the Red Bull can down, look at this, this is a book, I'm going through the book, I'm reading the page, flip one page, it's the fucking weirdest thing I've ever seen.
So explain to me why, if he was behaving this way, that you did not get him mental health help immediately. You had to wait for your child to get beat up before anything was done about it, and the only reason anything was done about it was because the police were called by William. Shame on you, ma'am.
I know what I'm gonna do. I just wanted to update people. That's why I came on here. Because I was getting, like, one email and DM over another asking, are you okay? Is Zachary okay? So I figured I'd, like, reach out to you guys. But yeah, I agree. I need to go on and make money. But I think I need a nap first. And just wait on some of the calls first. Because it's like, I'm waiting on some calls. Like, I don't want to be, like, in the middle of Twitch. And
if this was me and someone had hurt my child and I was waiting on phone calls about what happened last night, the last thing I would be doing is taking a fucking nap, Shanny.
Getting a call. He was playing Magic against himself yesterday, for fuck's sake. I know, it's so fucking weird.
Okay, we're not going to sit here and listen to her go on anymore. The bottom line is Jason kicked Zachary in the head and in the stomach. The police came, the paramedics came. That poor child went to bed last night, not going to a hospital, not seeing, I say last night as in this just happened. I mean, when this did occur. She sits there and bullshits about how she's done with Jason and she's going to move on and she's going to do this. She didn't do anything except let that man back in the house the second he was released from jail. And if you'd like to see those videos, I happily have them for you, and I'll just make this a part 1. You just let me know, because as soon as Jason was let out of jail, he was right back at that house, and those poor 2 little boys were crying about it. Literally crying, and said, "We are crying because we don't like him. We don't want him back here." Were her children's exact words. What does she do? She let him right back in, which is why they're in a foster home now. Permanent foster home, thank God. But I just saw this video and it irritated me again, as it did when it happened. And I thought I would share it with my newbies who never saw this nonsense before. Everybody else, I know you guys have seen this and I've reacted to it, so it's old, but I wanted to make something for the newbies. And for my rest of my loveys, I have another video I'll have up today that's more recent. It's actually the most recent video of theirs, which extremely infuriated me because someone paid them to make this video and Shanny put the kibosh on it. But you'll see. I'll get to that one when I'm done with this one. But I love you guys. Please hit the like on the way in or the way out. And I will talk to you very, very soon. And I love you all. Have a beautiful Saturday. Bye.